Welcome to Poland, everyone. I'm in a city called Szczecin, which is on the western side of the river Oder. This ancient town has been changing hands over and over again in history. In the 8th century, some Polish fishermen established a small trading post who were then pushed out by the Danish. Then the Danish ruled this city for 150 years or so. Then the Swedes kicked out the Danish, and they were here for another 120 years or so. Then the Germans kicked out the Swedes, and they had this place for 250 years. And after World War II, as fate would have it, the Soviet army and the Allies decided that everything west of the Oder River would be Germany and everything east would be Poland, except this town. That's because the Soviet Navy wanted to have a warm water port, access to this port. So this city, I'm on the western part of it, there's been a little bit of land carved out around the western part of this city, which should be Germany according to the Potsdam Agreement, but it became also part of Poland. So now all of Szczecin is in Poland, but about 10 kilometers west of here is the German border around the city. But all along this river, in the whole area except this city, everything west of this river is Germany and east is Poland. Take a look at this town. Here is the mighty river. That should have been Poland. And this should have been Germany originally. But like I said before, because of the port access, all of this has become Poland instead. And not to mention the fact that it's an amazing city, having 4 different heritages. The architecture is amazing. It's kind of Gothic, Baroque, and everything else in between, and it's definitely worth checking out. There's cathedrals, churches, amazing old buildings, and it's definitely worth seeing. So let's do this thing. And here is the Szczecin Cathedral, the main one, and oh boy, it's bloody tall. It's gotta be 110 meters at least. It's huge. Let's see it from the side. Guys, there is history in this town everywhere you go. Not quite as ancient as Rome, or not even close, but still. It's much newer than Rome, but nevertheless, it's pretty magnificent as well in its own right. And here we have another huge church. A Catholic church built more than 2 centuries ago, and here behind me is the evangelical church built by the Prussians 150 years ago. So in the background I see some... Well, I've been walking the streets of Szczecin for the past 20-30 minutes, and I'm coming across some amazing architecture, and I have to zoom for that, otherwise you won't really see much. Now, this is some sort of a palace built by the King Frederick of Germany. Behind is a cathedral, and look at this, and now I have to zoom out a bit. This is Guys, this is the post office of Szczecin. Now, have you ever seen a more beautiful post office anywhere in the world than this? I have not, and I've been around, I can tell you that. And here is a Norwegian consulate, obviously we are, and a Luxembourg consulate together. Let's continue our walk. It's full of surprises. Look at it again. The most beautiful post office in the world for you. And here is an entrance to a very old theater built by the Germans probably 2 centuries ago. It stands here alone. I don't know if the rest of the theater had been bombed in World War II, but it's relatively small. It's probably been destroyed and renovated, but that is the front gate of the theater. So guys, here is the Primorski Medical University of City of Szczecin. Let me zoom in. And what a beautiful building that is. Next to a cathedral. Even in today's Southeast Asia, in Buddhism, you find schools attached to temples where Buddhist monks are. So it seems like in the Middle Ages or centuries past, this was probably a common practice to attach institutions of education to churches and Christian missions. Now we get a better view of the whole thing from here. You can clearly see the old Prussian and German and even Scandinavian influence here. Look at this. Wow, just a beautiful building. No idea what it is. Let's zoom in. Whatever it is, it's awesome and it's beautiful. Kind of Rome 2 new edition. Good morning from the Baltic Sea coast resort town near the town of Wolin in northern Poland. It's quite a fairy tale landscape here. I'm staying in one of the places here for a couple of nights to enjoy the scenery, get the fresh air and check out the place. So let's do this, let's go. I'm taking a walk towards the beach to take a small stroll. The air is fantastic. The forest is really cute. I mean, what's the last time you walked in a forest like this? The air is just perfect. I must say, you know, I'm an old Thailand hand, but it's nice to experience something different once in a while. So let's go to the beach. Check this out. Tranquil, quiet, fresh air, wonderful. I had no idea that it's called Western Pomerania, formerly Germany, and since World War II Poland, but just a couple of kilometers west of here is the German border, and this area has a lot of lagoons And it's just the border is kind of complicated here. It doesn't make it any less wonderful. I am absolutely loving it, and to my surprise. One interesting thing about the Baltic Sea is that it's almost not salty at all, and apparently the reason for that is that it doesn't have that much contact with the outside seas. So it's like one giant lake almost. So you see dogs just simply come in here and and drink in it because it's hardly salty and makes it pretty unique. But what a wonderful day today. I like it. No rain, not cold, no wind. Finally, some decent weather. There are many restaurants and cafes with the view of the sea. And I'm going to check out one of them sooner or later. Just a couple of places open here in winter time. It's definitely not the season, but it's very nice. Still a handful of tourists. Some people have property here, some are just renting it. I'll go and check it out in a moment. It's my bike. Yeah, the pizza looks good. And I'm pretty hungry, so let's dig in. The pizza is mighty good. Somehow in this chilly weather I have a much better appetite, but I guess everyone. Guys, I'm hanging out at a seaside villa. I've been in this area for the last week. It's northwestern Poland, right by the Baltic Sea, and it's been wonderful. I took walks through forests by the beach, and this is an old Viking settlement area. There are a lot of artifacts, but due to the cold weather I sort of gave that a miss. It's quite a drive. It's near the town of Wolin, and so I'm just chilling out now. Staying in this beautiful cottage. Warm in my feet. It's been really chilly in the evenings and early mornings, so I'm just hanging loose, and I think I'm gonna end the video here, and my next destination might be Germany, or there is a ferry service to Sweden or Denmark, so we'll play it by ear. So take care. See you next time. Bye.